Morning, Jim.
Morning.
Morning, Didge. Item number 1 on the list this morning is to finish the last thing we have left on this corn header before it's ready to go. That is to repair these dividers in between the rows. What those do is control the stalks when they're getting shredded through these blades to keep it from all going up onto one end and taking out a gearbox because there's too much residue going to one side. These get pretty expensive, a lot more expensive than they look like they should be. So Eric from May Wes is on his way out here again with a full set of poly ones coming from them. We're gonna bolt those on there, see what they look like, and get that done today. That is item number 1. Are you comfortable? Good. You finally get out of bed, Eric?
Oh man, Zach. I have this quad track toy tractor. I was gonna put on top of that mailbox.
You didn't though, right?
I figured you had a camera on me, so.
It's like a brand new mailbox, so you can't be violating it like that. A quick swap of the trucks here to help Jim out, and then we'll get to work on those road dividers. That's where I would sit too. You think you should start on this end, I'll start on that end, and we'll race to the middle?
Sounds like a plan. $10 for the winner.
Would you two knock it off? That's enough out of you. Go eat somebody. Eric, I've already decided that I'm probably going to owe you $10. And it'll be because of phone calls.
Well,
not because you're the better man.
John, your guys are faster, so you have an opportunity to catch up.
I have an opportunity?
Yes.
All right, it's go time. And you just kind of eyeball it with the bottom of the existing rubber, is that right?
Yeah. Try to get that as flush as you can to the bottom.
Yep.
Believe it or not, you will get some extended life out of that, so that you'll be okay there.
Okay, this is the worst one on the whole header, I think, so. So you're putting the shorts in the bottoms, the longs on top. What about the, like the very front one, you putting the shorts in there? There we go. Installation number 1. I'm coming for you. Every time I turn the camera off, he's giving me grief about working under a green combine again. Pretty soon you're not gonna be welcome out here.
Oh, ouch.
Red is for pickups.
There you go.
Not farm machinery. Pretty simple deal here. These things just clamp right on to the old piece. Just kind of line them up with the bottom, clamp them on, start punching holes. Jim, are you good under there, or are you taking a nap? I got 3 of them finished, Eric. Where are you at? Searching for your nuts.
2.5. I'm fixing the chair.
Fix it? Oh, did the chair come apart? Oh, it was rigged. You know, I got 4.5 of these done. I haven't drilled through any of my fingers yet. You get yourself, oh, you win that bet. You know, Jim and I are back here working pretty hard. These Gen Xers are just always on their phones. Looks like there's 6 done on this side, 5 over here, and 1 left, Eric. It looks like that's on your side of the head.
It is.
Well, I think that means you owe me $10. But how about this? I'll make you a deal. Rather than you paying me $10, I'll just buy you guys lunch.
Sounds great to me.
Millennials can't do math either. Jim, you want pizza? 2 sausage pizzas to go, please. Thank you. Never had 4-wheel steer on a header trailer before. I'm digging it. Should I just pull it up here in front of the pickups? Shouldn't take too long, should it? All right, show me how difficult this job is going to be.
It's actually going to be very, very simple. No tools are going to be required. So obviously with your first finger, we're not going to start with that one.
Okay.
It's going to be too close to your end cap here.
Sure. That just snaps on there?
It snaps right on there.
And can you pull it off? Look at that. You don't have any issues with them coming off?
No issues coming off. Come off.
So they pop right over the standard fingers. No tools required.
No. So you have to remember that when you're combining, when that reel's coming around, it's pulling it in.
Right.
So the pressure's going to be backwards.
Oh, sure. Okay, so it's not like it's trying to pull it off.
No.
Yep. Okay. No. Well, let's get to work. Hey, whoa. Whoa, I don't even have a time lapse set up yet. Easy. All right, we got our second row done here. So the idea behind these is to have a wider base when it comes down to grab shorter beans. If we've got short soybeans, and then we stagger them so that it creates kind of a sweeping action to sweep those shorter beans in, feed them in better. That's the idea here. If you would ever have one go through the machine, it's just a chunk of plastic. I mean, a John Deere will eat that up no problem. I imagine that with a case, it's probably, you're going to be down for quite a while.
Yeah, the case might get hurt a little bit where these amazing John Deere machines just disintegrate.
I'm going to isolate that. That's going to be the beginning of the video. I thought it'd be cool to go to the bar for pizza since this took less time than it took them to make a pizza, but Jim says we got to go to work. He's not going to let me get away with that.
Oh, you can go to town.
In his words, get this out of the way so he can get the next truck in here. Heads up, Anna. Well, before I run and grab pizza, I'll get this other truck in there, keep Jim moving. He doesn't like to stop. It's hard to find help like Jim, even though we give him a hard time. You gotta have thick skin to work around here, but we love the heck out of Jim, that's for sure. Anna, don't stress out while we leave, okay? You either did. All we did was eat lunch, and I've already gotten a few messages on Instagram of people wondering if you make these for something other than a green header. I didn't know there was anything other than a green header, but I'll let you answer the question.
We make them for the MacDon FD series,
okay.
Case IH 2100 series, and the 81, 82, 86 New Holland C models.
Well, thank you again to everybody over at May Wes, especially Nancy and Eric, who helped me today with those updates and those projects. I will link May Wes down below. They're a company out of Minnesota, right straight south of me. If you guys are interested in checking out any of the stuff they do, they make a lot of really cool stuff that I didn't even know about. And now it's time to hook up that shiny new J&M grain cart. I get a lot of questions on how easy or how difficult it is to switch implements. On a grain cart, it's really simple. This one's got 6 hoses and an electrical connector for the lights and such. On like on a planter, like we just unhooked from this tractor, it takes you a long time to hook up. This, a couple of minutes is about it. And the PTO, which I forgot to mention. That's the tough one. These are the lines for the flow control spout. Oil in, oil out. Which one's which, I don't know at this point because they're not labeled to say. So I'll guess. This set here will open and close the main gate. And this set here will raise and fold the main auger. Then we come over here, raise the jack. Let's go test out our levers and see if I got all of them backwards or just one or two. All right, hydraulic 1 should be our gate. That is open. That is closed, so that's the direction I want it. That will work for me. Number 2 was spout, which I want it. Look at out. That's the way I like it. That's kind of a personal preference, but that one's correct. And number 5, got to reconnect. Ew. Which way do I want that? Back. I think it's backwards. There's our flippy spout, which has got a ton of adjustment on it. One of the things I really like about this auger is it's got 8.5 feet of forward reach, so it doesn't come straight out the side of the auger, which means I don't have to twist so far around to see it, or whoever's running the cart doesn't have to twist quite so much, so that's nice. It's a lot more close to even with the cab. Other thing that's really nice is the gauge right here actually is the gauge for the gate on how far open and closed that is. which is much easier to see when you're unloading into a truck than it is when it's back there. Nice. Let's try kicking this PTO on and see if we can break stuff. Feels pretty smooth to me. I've got number 5 backwards for the auger. It's not the way I like it, so I'm gonna flip that around. Then I'm gonna fold this auger up, and then pretty well ready to go, I think, other than getting the iFarm set up on the iPad in there to have a monitor on it. So we'll take a look at that and see what we got. Oh, and since it's never been on this tractor before, I'm gonna make sure I tie these hoses up in a certain situation or location so that they are not going to interfere with that PTO shaft, because we don't need any problems like that. Okay, I got it turned way down, but if I pull the lever too hard, it gets to bouncing. Like that. Kent, give me a call. We'll figure that out, because I don't want to wreck your cart. Jim just shakes his head. Probably thinking, oh, that's the sweetest grain cart I've ever seen. A lot of people are asking what we're going to pull this thing with. It's only about 150 bushels bigger than our last cart. I don't know. The tracks will take a little more power, except for the fact that they won't sink as much. So in that case, if you got tires that are sinking and tracks that are not, the tracks will actually take less power. But our plan is to pull it with the 8360 here. I don't see why it wouldn't handle it just fine. You know, we don't have to put 1,400 or 1,450 bushels in it all the time. So I think it'll pull it without a problem. One thing I thought was really cool is Kent said when this thing is full, there's like 12 and a half pounds per square inch on those tracks, which is pretty impressive, I think. I got another date with the seed guy in about a half an hour, so I'm gonna bring this leftover pizza into the house. I did think of something on that auger on that cart too. It's got a field position that I didn't put it in, so normally when we fold it up, we won't be folding it down that low, so hopefully we'll be able to control it better as it sits down into the cradle.
Check-ins with Randy, check-ins with Randy, check-ins with Randy.
Morning. Cleaning ditches. Back to slinging pipe.
That's the end of the 18s. We'll hook on with 15 flex tomorrow after we go combine some beans today.
Fill her up, boys.
We're done laying pipe for the day, and now we're back to thrashing some soybeans. I found Kenty. First 125 acres done. Still Lone Ranger in it. New Holland combine sometime tomorrow, hopefully. We sent a guy to Davis, Nebraska for the parts. About a 5.5 hour drive one way. So hopefully he gets back here by, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock tonight and get that thing thrown back together. Mailbox. What? I'm off in the right away. Oh, sorry, triangle. That was really close. So this is the first time in 2 years since we've owned this machine that somebody else is driving it. A little nervous right now. But hey, Zach calls and wants to do a podcast. You gotta do what you gotta
do. Check-ins with Randy, check-ins with Randy, check-ins with Randy.
I think I see my seed guy down there. Seedmaster Ron showed up. It was him wandering around in the soybean field out here. These are our non-GMO soybeans that we got from FBN. 100?
Yeah.
They're gonna yield about 100?
Yeah. I don't know what you've been drinking this afternoon.
Oh,
But they actually,
I haven't yet.
honest to goodness, for the kind of year that we've had,
they look pretty darn good, huh? This has not been a good soybean year.
Right, and that's what I think when I walk through all the bean fields right now, is that they don't look awesome, but none of them look awesome. I mean, they got in late, they got way too much rain. Yep. It was cold. It's cold now. It's been like this half the summer. Exactly. It just is what it is. It's one of those things, all things considered.
Yeah, and you know, the beans you got here, they're filling out nice, huh? They're trying.
Yeah, they're got a lot of pods on them.
They're making the most of the heat.
You know, usually we like to start on soybeans about right now.
Yeah.
So they're late. These are actually some of our early ones.
Yeah.
They're a 1.2. You can see the 1.4s over there that are quite a bit later.
And it's pretty amazing with the summer you had, and you said it got a pounding rain when it was planted, but all in all, you got a great stand.
Yeah. It's hard to find good help there, isn't it? Kids these days. We're here at the cornfield now, where we've got some F2F corn in here. We're gonna go check out a couple varieties here, and we did split plant it with a channel variety, a 97-day channel that we planted for a few years. So we're gonna kind of go take a look in there and see what's in there. It hasn't rained now finally for 4 or 5 days, so it isn't too muddy. We'll be able to walk through there. All right, this is our 97-day channel, which is a late 97-day, a good racehorse for us when it comes to yield. Just due to the year that it is, our cobs are looking a little bit small this year, but I guess when you look down the rows, really, now that we're out here, they're maybe not as small as I was expecting. I don't know, what do you think of them, Ron?
Yeah, no, it looks, you got a good stand. It looks good, obviously good nitrogen. I was just looking, milk line's just a little past halfway, so
yeah,
a little sunshine wouldn't hurt anything.
That's for sure, yeah, and we've had a heck of a good week. Yeah, we could use, I don't know, another month of 90 degrees and wind.
I think a month would do it, huh?
Yeah, that'd be nice, yeah. You think we'll get that at the end of September in Minnesota?
I think there's no chance, huh?
Yeah, no chance at all. Well, we moved about 48 rows south here, and we're standing in 92-day F2F corn now. This is a conventional corn, non-GMO. Pretty good kernel depth on some of these ears. A little bit of inconsistency, definitely a drier hybrid than what we were looking at.
A few of them are already a black layer, so I've been wondering if corn was going to mature this year. I guess it's going to.
Yeah.
It's going to make it.
This is the farthest along stuff that we have seen anywhere that I have for any hybrids.
This particular hybrid, the plant's healthy, stalks are clean. There's really, surprisingly actually, with the kind of season we had, there's no stalk disease. We can see a little bit going on with the roots, where ideally the brace roots would be a bit larger than what they are, and we'll find out when you run through with the combine.
I guess there, huh? That'll tell us for sure. All right, we're waiting now for Randy the Master Pipe Layer to get over here to record a podcast. I don't know what's taking him so long. It's not like the guy has a real job. He's just got to lay a bunch of drain tile for somebody else every single day. But I noticed just how cool that looks. Look at that setup. Oh, I'm excited to run that thing. I really wish that corn would start turning not so green. Big race coming up this weekend. Pays $100 to win, which means he's taking it seriously, which means Dad can't screw up the gearing. Randy's on his way, and I plan on putting this in, but I found out that Mrs. Millennial Farmer posted a new video today, so I had to check it out. I cannot see. It's dark, I cannot see you, come closer. That's an old Adam Sandler reference for the old millennials out there, the elderly millennials. It seems like both of my podcasters are just sitting in their trucks in my driveway talking on their phones. Just as I suspected. Standard millennial. Randy, did you get some pipe lay today?
I did.
A bunch?
Yeah.
That's good.
I got some soybeans harvested today too.
Oh, that's right.
They're actually currently still harvesting soybeans.
Are they yielding okay?
They're
Hold on,
yielding
you ran away
better.
from a harvesting situation to record a podcast?
It was tough.
Did you get fired?
No. But we'll see how tomorrow turns out. It's the first time anyone else has been in that combine but me. So
I would think.
A little nervous.
The rest of us come in from outside where we've been cold all day, and she's got it at 114 degrees down here.
No, it's at 70.
70 degrees Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
It's more than 70.
Yeah, you can't survive in that. Ron, what'd you think of being on the podcast?
That was fun. Beer was cold.
Beer was cold?
Yep.
We make it pretty painless.
Leave
October
is-
1st is still the plan?
I
Oh, that's a
think
good
that's what
day.
we're shooting for.
We gotta talk to Sally to know for sure. Are we definitely just calling it the Millennial Farmer Podcast?
I'm still not sold on it, but
We haven't come up with something better. Drop some suggestions in the comments below. Huh?
off the cusp with Millennial Farmer.
Off the cuff?
I think off the cup, yeah.
It's got to be something farm related, like, what would you call it? Off the
husk.
Off the husk.
Doggone it, Randy.
Randy, you
Forget your
might
comments.
have it.
Randy did it. There it
You
is.
might have it.
Off the husk.
These amazing John Deere machines.